Good morning, everyone. Okay, it is future editing Nyssa coming in to beginning this video for you, so we're going to get going in a second. I just wanted to say I apologise for the delay on getting this video. It has been a little bit more difficult. We had the extra days in Brisbane to do the shopping, which was lovely, but it meant that I came back on a Sunday night, and normally I come back on a Friday night and I have the weekend to sort of like catch up on stuff and get the food sorted, the video sorted and things like that. But coming back on a Sunday night, it meant that we went straight back into a school week, and I do many hours of prep of schoolwork every week. And then there's the actual supervising of the kids doing the schoolwork, plus all the standard stuff, and time has got away from me. So this is the last day of all the shopping and the actual grocery haul for you guys, just a little bit delayed. So enjoy. Hey everyone, welcome to Our Small Footprint. My name is Nyssa, and if you're new here, we are a family of 8 who live off-grid in Australia. It is Sunday morning. Today is shopping, the last shopping day before I head home. So we do the fruit and veg, the butcher and all that sort of thing. Now, unfortunately, because I had the trailer on the car, which is out here on the road, and I didn't have assistance to help back it. Mind you, this is really empty. I probably could have backed it in myself, but too late now. And nowhere to store the trailer. It means that I got most of the groceries that we got delivered to Mum's up into Mum's house, and it was raining. So, but that means that we've just brought them all down. So let me show you. Mum's unit's up there, so she's on that level. And so what we do is we hand all the groceries down onto the ground over the balcony. So now I have to get all of this stuff, which is all like, you know, you've got my dirty clothes bag and stuff there as well, but all of the groceries there to walk to the car. So I need to get it all up to there and into all of that before we can get going. So we've got, and I've got the bulk coconut milk powder, and the bulk coconut milk is on there as well. So the net effort now is to grab all this and get it packed into the car before we get to the next stop. 10 a.m. I got the new phone, so I'm just going to use this in the fruit and veg and butcher store rather than setting up my mic and stuff. So hopefully Liz is recording all right. But it's 10 a.m. and we've just hit the fruit and veg and butcher. So now we're going to go in there for all that stuff. So I'll try and remember to film what I can. All right, it's 11:15. We've just made Costco. So now we're going to go in and do that. We leave all the fruit and veg in Mum's car. So for those who haven't been around before, I drive the ute with the trailer. The fruit and veg shop doesn't have anywhere that you can access easily with the trailer on. So we tend to load Mum's car up, drive it here, and then we swap it over then. So we're both parked in the car park in Costco, and we'll sort it out then. Hit Costco. It's really packed in here. It's like, it's just massively packed in here at the moment, but I'll try and do what I can. My anti-fatigue mat's dead, and they've got these here on special, so I might grab one of those for my kitchen. You're right. Yeah. They're nice, aren't they? Melamine. But do you know how much melamine we've smashed? Like, melamine's supposed to be unsmashable. Nah, not in our house. This is lovely too. Partition tray. Yeah. We use, this is that board that I bought, we use it every time the kids have dinner. I put it out in the middle of the table, serve all their hot plates on it and everything. Works really well. That's tempting. Look at that, $9.99 for the fruit baskets at the moment. $15 off. They would be handy to have on the bench with the stuff. They are, yeah. So. Spending money I shouldn't really be spending, as per usual. Roasting pans, they're non-stick, they're no good for me, but they're on special too. It's quite nice. It's like it calls it a griddle pan, but to me it's like a mini wok. Yeah. These ones are $80 off at the moment. The big executive ones. You do need a new chair. Oh, look at those. I've been looking at them on Amazon. Yeah, so basically you just put them on top of your bowls and they create lids for any size bowl.
Wow.
So I was looking at them on Amazon. I think I'll grab those. Because I want to stop using Glad Wrap.
Very cute, but they're too heavy for me.
They're a sponge though, they're very light. There is brownie bites.
I don't need any of it.
No, lamingtons, which are always nice. Or just cookies. They might be Anzac cookies. Yeah, there is. It's actually, they've got New York for $29.99. Like, it's cheap, this particular, and they've got some sirloin for $26. Like, that's not a bad, I've already bought some, but it's not a bad price. I did contemplate spending this month on the yakiniku, so it's basically just really, really thin cut, but it'd be really nice jerky because it's really fat and it's already really thin cut. So if I seasoned that and turned it into jerky, and it's $26.99 a kilo, but jerky's $100 a kilo to buy.
Yeah.
So I was tempted, because I'm not buying beef trim and stuff, I've got a little bit more of a budget to do it. I just wanted the pork loin as well that we bought last time. It just, as I said, it was just so easy to cut steaks off.
Yeah.
And it's just cheaper than buying it pre-cut.
Yeah.
So you just want a slightly uniform one if you can. And we're going to get a pork belly. We're going to splurge. We're not buying beef trim this month. Be a little bit more in the budget. And we're getting a pork belly. Darryl requested as well. So the price on the whole birds is really good at the moment, but I just don't know if I really need chicken. Grana Padano that we always buy, really good flavour with small amounts used. Laughing Cow cheese is really cheap here, so we'll grab another one of those. The problem I'm finding with Sundays isn't even that it's busy, it's that like 90% of the people who are here for a social day, not to shop. this kitty litter that was highly recommended by everyone, but some people said they hated it. So we're going to give it a go for the girls' room because the kitty litter in a bedroom is just a bit of an issue. So I'm going to give it a go and see, and I'll let you all know how I go. Because yeah, some people were like rabidly, it's fantastic, and some were like it wasn't worth the money. So we'll give it a go. This video is going to be a real mix of cameras, but I couldn't be bothered finding another one. So we've got the cars loaded up, and it is, what is it? It's 2:30. So let me turn you around. So we got everything loaded on the trailer and everything loaded up on the ute, and I've also got the back window, sort of like, you know, everything's loaded to the eyeballs in there too. So everything's in there anyway. 2:30, about to head. All right, I'm done. I've just stopped to pee and get some water. And put fuel in the car and stuff, and now I'm heading home. Now, I didn't get as much footage of Costco as I normally would because it was just so busy. It was really hard, and I have to dodge people. I can't stand filming people, and I'd hate to be filmed as well, so there's that. So I took a bunch of footage at the beginning, but I didn't get much done afterwards, and I don't know how much I got, so I'll have to go through it. But there was a lot of people there not shopping. Like, I don't know, I don't find Costco a fun place to go. I go to Costco because I have to, and because of the food. I just don't understand going there for a social day. But there was so many people just wandering backwards and forwards. You couldn't tell where they were going to be. No trolleys, not actually shopping, just socializing. So it made it really hard. So anyway, I've got about 2.5 hours, 3 hours to get home. So that's what I'm doing now. It is 3 o'clock, which is kind of shitty. It's ended up pretty late, but anyway, so I'll catch up then. Alrighty, we have table number 1. Okay, where it's late. Winter's always hard because it's dark by the time we're finished, and I really would like to come in here and basically not do this, but you know, kind of have to. So we'll start here. We've got the, let me get my angle right. Again, lighting is a bit of an issue, so we might get, might be better off from standing on that side and going across this way. Darryl's my light man today, so you know, you can blame him if you can't see anything. Minced garlic from Costco. They didn't have the honey that we use. It was on clearance last time I was there, and I bought like 6 of them. So I'm guessing they're just not getting it back. The one that I normally buy is about $10 a kilo. This is $12.50 a kilo, so it's not too bad, but it's still, you know, it's still more expensive. We got the ketchup for hot dogs for this evening, mustard as well for hot dogs this evening and multiple times. They had the chocolate stripe Skippy again, and the kids really liked that last time, so I bought that for them, as well as a normal jar of the Skippy peanut butter. We still have 2 of these on the shelf, so that one's just a spare. Dijon mustard, because I still haven't made mustard, because, you know, the mustard seeds ended up in the pepper grinder and I couldn't find them. 2 maple syrups. The kids are using this a bit more than normal at the moment because we're doing the protein pancake bakes for breakfast. I have an oyster sauce, which I always buy from Costco, and they actually had a hoisin in a large size, so that was nice, so I grabbed that. Balsamic vinegar, because we were out. A Nando's. I bought this in a small one on sale from Coles last shopping trip, I think, and I've been using it in the bastes for our chicken wings and stuff. And so I saw a big one and thought that would be worth getting for us. The wraps that we always buy, these are like $9.50 for 3 packs of 12. So they're one of the cheapest wraps you can buy. I got 4 packets of those. 4 of the 50% less sugar ketchup. These were on sale. They were 2 for something when I bought them. They were one of those click and collects that went to Mum's place. Corn chips. Our corn chips of choice are the Coles ones. They are the best dollar cost, $1.15 per 100, I think it is, and they're just really tasty. So there's probably, I think there was 10 packets of those. Got a whole bunch of popcorn because I did find somewhere that I can buy it in bulk, a 15-kilo bag at a really good price, but they won't ship to here. So I might organise that to go to Mum's next time to pick it up from her. I grabbed white beans because there's been a lot of questions on my baked bean canning video, and I didn't have any beans to make any more, and I thought I would make it again so that I can write the recipe out while I do it. A couple of small things of corn flour. I did get a really big one from Costco a couple of shops ago, but they don't seem to have it anymore, so I grabbed just some small ones from Coles. I think there's another couple of these. I think there's 10 kilos of raw sugar for canning purposes and a bag of almond flour. I think I've got one that I haven't even opened yet. So I grabbed some of the Sprite no sugar soft drink. I think there's 4 of them. They were half price, which worked out really well, and they're just have until we don't have them. Kavik's request every time I do Costco is the veggie chips. So there's the veggie chips. I also grabbed dried dragon fruit rings for them to try, just as something different. And Coles or Woolies had so this is the same brand as these, and these are about $9 for 330 grams, and these little ones here are only 70 grams. There's a few more of them that'll turn up in the next table load, I'd imagine, and they were half price, so they were $2 something each, I think, which is still awfully expensive when you break down the price per grams, but Costco only sells these ones at the moment, so there's some mushrooms and other things in these ones as well. I got a whole bunch of jams because I don't have any on the shelf at the moment and the kids have been missing them, so these were on special, 3-berry, strawberry, and then when I went into the store, these were on clearance and they were even cheaper per 100 grams, and they're a squeezy jam, so I grabbed a couple of them for them to have a go at. The 2-pack of the cornicons that we really like, and I got another slab of pizza sauce, though I did buy tomatoes, so I can make some pizza sauce as well, but for the moment that's there. A small thing of rice wine vinegar, a spare molasses that has gotten really hot and is leaking everywhere, and I will need to put in a bag. Some of the red curry paste and green curry paste. There is still some green on the shelf, but we didn't have any red. Some pecans to use for granola, a couple of the Jin Mai Ling ramen noodles. These are $3.10 for a kilo, which is a really good price if you like ramen noodles. These were half price as well when I bought something else. I think maybe the tomato sauce and a few other things. So these were sent to Mum's a couple of weeks ago, so I grabbed these for Darryl and I. Some lemon juice for canning and stuff. I think there's another couple of these, but I think there's 6 penne. We didn't need a whole lot of pasta this trip, but we've got some just to top things up. Again, udon noodles. I'm sure there's more of these somewhere. We're not unpacking real well today. Coffee, a couple from Costco to try. They didn't have the flavored ones that we really like, so I got this Mexican roast one and a Colombian one. This is the cheapest you can buy, and we've tried it before. It's fine. So, and then I bought some from Aldi before that, just in case I didn't get any at Costco. These have gone up though. They're now like $15 a kilo instead of $12 a kilo, so they're not as cheap. But these are $20 a kilo, and these are $23 a kilo, so still cheaper. I got the kitty litter that everyone either loves or hates to give a go for the litter tray in the girls' room. I got these little baskets, which you would have seen on the shop. They were on clearance for like $10 or something, just to use for on the table for the fruit that needs to be eaten first. a gravy powder and a vegeta because we had run out of both, and a 6-pack of passata. I don't know if I needed that. I actually didn't check my list and I wasn't sure, but I grabbed it because it can't hurt to have more. And I did find these kitchen shears on special at Costco as well, so I grabbed those too, and some gallon Ziploc bags, and then the rice milk, which I think I ended up with 40 maybe rice milks between the two places. So they don't go through rice milk as quickly in summer, but it's good to have it for cereals and stuff. I missed the Oreos. They were half price, so I just grabbed a few packs of those for the kids to have with their hot chocolates at night and that sort of thing. So that was the first table. Second table. In the toiletries and stuff, we have some scourers. We have a box of mixed Band-Aids. They were just from Costco, and the kids love Band-Aids, so you know. Some garbage bags. I bought the Dysan instead of the Nappy Sand to give a go. It was suggested by a few people. I still have some Nappy Sand on the shelf, but I grabbed that one for next use. I grabbed some toothpicks, some of our goat's milk soap that we get from Aldi. We still have some on the shelf, but this is just extra dish detergent, which I get from Big W. I bought everyone new toothbrushes, which I do each trip, though I must have click and collected some and bought some in store because we've ended up with surplus, but that's fine. Just means we don't need them for a couple of trips. Some AA batteries and AAA batteries from Costco. Again, shampoo and conditioner. I must have bought this by numbers that I would normally buy for a much longer period of time. We're not going to go through all of that in 4 weeks, but it doesn't go off, so it's all good. Cat food. Now, I did a click and collect to Mum's a couple of weeks ago because the cat food had this really, really good everyday rewards bonus on it. So it was on sale for like $10 a pack if you bought 3 of them. And then it had a certain amount of rewards points for each box as well. So what I did was I ended up buying, I want to say 20 boxes of it. So $200 odd worth, except I got $100 back on it. So it worked out $1 per 100 grams cheaper than the no-name brand. So I bought in bulk and it will last us for a significant amount of time, but it'll be fine. I grabbed some pinto beans to try refried beans for the kids. That's where the rest of the udon noodles went. I grabbed 2 yeast. I think I've got about half one left. So one for this month, one spare. Some of the beef macel stock because it was on special, and I used that for the French onion soup mix. This soy sauce was a replacement. We ordered sweet soy, and I think it was for Mum that I ordered sweet soy, and they sent plain soy sauce. She won't use plain soy sauce, so we brought it home. Ghee, as usual, 2 of the 1.5 litres. I found these fruit snacks at Aldi, and the kids had asked for fruit snacks, so I bought them. Some rice cakes. They've changed the packaging on these. I don't know if they're exactly the same and just different packaging. Not sure. The kids will let me know. And some of the UHT coconut milks that the kids use in their hot drinks. A spare thing of baking powder and some tomato paste to stock the shelf, and an extra fish sauce. Though I prefer to buy it from Costco because it's a really big one, but they don't always have it. So I click and collected that one just to have it. Some semolina because the other one's got pantry moths in them, and when I ordered the protein stuff half price, they had this brand violet crumble flavoured one for half price as well. Violet Crumble's choc honeycomb, and I wanted to give it a go. I bought a small bag of bicarb at Coles, but I just in case I couldn't get any from Costco, but I did get a big one from Costco, which is somewhere. These were on sale. I decided to give them a go. We like this brand. They're not hugely high in protein, but they are low in carbs, and it's a nice treat. Some oats. We have some left. That's just to bring us up to the amount. We go through oats a lot in winter. There's the rest of that no sugar lemonade I was talking about. A whole range of flavours of the sugar-free jelly that we make up regularly, and there was a light custard mix too that I thought might work really well in the Ninja Creamy. I grabbed some of the faux dried Parmesan cheese to use in crumbing, and then I showed the other ones before, but these were the broccoli florets of those dehydrated vegetables for the kids. A couple of things of cocoa. There's the rest of the pasta. I got 20 of the coconut cream from Coles, which was lucky because Aldi didn't have any, and these were the free points thing at the moment. The glassware and the jugs were part of that promotion, so I got them free with points. some of the blueberry jam from Aldi, which the kids really like. As I said, I bought a few different jams this month because I haven't got any left on the shelf and they've been nagging me during the month for jam. A few boxes of Wheat Bix. There's still some in the cupboard and some rice bubbles. They don't eat cereal as much in winter, so we don't go through it as fast. And the Cheerios were on special as well, so I just grabbed them a bag of the vanilla Cheerios to try because they were cheap. Our sugar-free Diet Rat cordial, lemon lime orange, and the apple strawberry guava one. These were on clearance for like $1, and they're lolly funny faces to go on cupcakes and stuff. I thought the kids would have fun with them for an occasion. Some anchovies for pizza. The greens cake mixes were on sale for $1.90 each. So I grabbed a variety of them just for the kids' ease of use over the next few weeks if they want to make cakes with them. A dozen of the basil pesto and a dozen tins of corn, and these are the silicone lids that I bought for bowls from Costco that were also on sale. Next table, we're all well and truly getting over it. So we got a box of bananas, and this month the bananas were $30 for the box. We got some second stuff that was a couple bucks for the boxes. That there was some lettuces that we'll eat in the next couple of days, and there was a box which had some capsicums, and there looks to be, I don't know, lots of maybe some radishes in the bottom there, and some tomatoes and things like that. And they had a whole bunch of grapes. So these must be the grapes that have fallen off the, like when you pick up the stalks, there's not many left on the stalks, and some of them are really loose. They were all in a box. We transferred them to this to put them in the esky. So there's a whole lot of just, like, these ones are all stalk and not very many grapes, but perfectly edible, and the kids will hoover through these in, you know, like tonight. So yeah, they got like little long finger, witch's finger type grapes. They're very cool. So the kids are having those now as a snack for helping out. I know I'm flicking and changing, but I also bought seaweed rice crackers from Aldi and some paper towel from Big W. This is the bicarb that they sell in bulk at Costco when they have it, and they had it this trip. And I got some rice bran oil. We use this for deep frying. Some cucumbers, because I didn't buy any in bulk, just a bag of cucumbers. The kids will eat that in the next day. And they did have some dehydrated mushrooms. I did buy a box of mushrooms, but these ones to make into mushroom salt. But this is what I would normally use for it, and they haven't had it for ages, so I grabbed it. They're about $17 for the 380 grams of these mixed mushrooms, and they're really nice. They work really well. Hot dog buns for dinner tonight, because anyone who's been here before knows we do hot dogs for dinner on grocery night. A celery to use in my mirepoix for soups and stuff for canning. I got a box of cauliflowers. Cauliflowers were $30 for the box. I got potatoes. I ended up buying potatoes from Costco because they only had brushed ones at the fruit and veg at a good price, and it just takes too much water to get them clean, and I like to use the skin on, so I don't want to peel them. So I got some kestrel, some white, and some little baby ones from Costco. They end up being about, I think it's $2.40 or something a kilo, and $2 a kilo or something it works out at Costco. I did buy a box of fresh green grapes as well. They were $25 for the box. They had tomatoes, which I was surprised at this time of year, but 2 boxes of tomatoes, and the tomatoes were only $20 a box, so pizza sauce for those. They also had strawberries and raspberries, so must be some late season strawberries and raspberries because they were cheap. The raspberries were only like 2 punnets for $4, I think, and I think the strawberries were $4 for 500 gram punnets. Everything is very ripe. We will need to wash these ASAP and get them into the fridge, or they will just go bad, but that's fine. I got a box of mushrooms for Darryl. As I said, I was going to buy mushrooms to dehydrate with the new Bench Foods dehydrator to make the mushroom salt, which I probably will dehydrate some of these anyway, but I did buy the dried ones as well. And the mushrooms were $30 as well, which is a good price for mushrooms. And I did get a box of zucchini as well. The zucchini was $26 for the box, so not super cheap, but not expensive either. And that was this table. There is more fruit somewhere, so we will get it. Next table, and honestly, I have no idea what number it is. So we got a bag of onions. They were only $6. These were cheap, really cheap ones, which is great. Apples, an 18 kilo box of apples. I don't remember how much these were. $25 for the box. We also got a box of rock melons. They were $30 for the box, so it's a nice treat of something. There is 4 of the Woolworths brand ravioli, which is the cheapest one that they have, that we put in the freezer for the kids. Apparently there's a kitty that needs to say hello.
I haven't seen you in days. Look at him. He's so sad.
I got a bulk Greek yogurt so that I can use it for pancake bacon stuff if I don't have yogurt, and to start yogurt if I need to, just to have a thing of Nutellix for the kids to use with their baking, bag of chocolate chips. I did just buy a single bag of salad mix that we'll have to eat in the next sort of 48 hours just to have. I got 2 of the boxes of medjool dates from Aldi. These were only about $15 each on clearance for a kilo, which was a good price because Costco's ones were $30 for a 680 gram packet, so I'm glad I grabbed those. I grabbed 2 bags of the frozen bass fillets just to have some fish, which is always nice, and a couple of boxes of potato gems, a couple of bags of potato gems just for the kids to have as with lunch or whatever at some point. I grabbed some sour cream, some standard thickened cream. They don't have the 2-litre creams anymore. They only had it like for 2 visits. It's really sad. And the Laughing Cow cheese, which works out a whole lot cheaper at Costco than anywhere else. I also grabbed this. It was on sale and it sounded nice, a queso dip, and I wanted to try it, so I grabbed it. The cream in a can was $2.50 off, I think, so I grabbed 3 of them because it's not like they will go off. And these chicken tenders were half price when I did one of my click and collect orders. They were only $2.20 a box, so I grabbed 4 of those for the kids to have. I grabbed a few different cheeses, just the plain cheddar cheese from Coles. We really like this. It's only $9 a kilo and it's tasty. The Colby Jack we really liked from Costco as well, and it's $10 for the 900 grams, so it's not too bad either. I actually ordered some cream cheese from Coles, forgetting that I actually normally buy it from Costco, and I pulled these out and went, that's tiny. But it's normally this one that I bought, so I grabbed that one as well. I did grab a small brie though, because I bought brie a while ago to have with our chicken and cranberry thing that we were supposed to have at Christmas, and we forgot. So I've still got a jar of cranberry, so I bought that to have that as a meal at some point. Some more of our grana padano, which we really like. I actually bought this to have for dinner one night at Mum's and I forgot about it. So it's just cheese and walnut ravioli. I will eat it at some point. Grab some Parmesan cheese for the crumbing and stuff. I was going to buy some dairy-free cheese from Costco just to use in things like the pepperoni pizza pocket things that I was going to make, just to make my life easier, except that Costco doesn't seem to sell it anymore. So I had bought this one to try from Coles or Woolworths. I've never heard of the brand, to give a go, but it's a very small packet, but we'll give it a go. I grabbed some cheese Kranskis, the little ones and the full-size ones. Ham was a couple of dollars off per packet as well, so I actually grabbed 6 of these, I think. They freeze fine as is because they're in individual packaging. Our sausages that we use for hot dogs, we only use one for hot dogs for tonight, but the other one lasts really well in the fridge for another meal later on. Cooking bacon. Bacon's just expensive, so I buy the economy cooking stuff, and most of the time we slice it up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I grabbed that. I did buy the yakiniku beef that I was talking about. It's $26.99 a kilo, which is pretty expensive, but it's already pre-cut really thin and it has all this fat on it. So the idea was that we would marinate it and turn it into jerky and see how it goes. And even at $26.99 a kilo, jerky's $100 a kilo. So that was my, I talked myself into that one. I got a couple, there's another one of these somewhere, so we must still have an esky.
So there was something insane.
Because these were 40% off, plus I got 300 Flybuys points. So there was a garlic herb broccoli and there's a beans one that I grabbed to try. And then our standard frozen veggies, so there's probably a dozen of these, 10, 12 of these I normally buy, kilo, and it's just my preferred brand, my preferred mix of veggies. I got a pork belly as requested by Darryl. I did grab a pork loin as well. We found this really handy to cut steaks off last month. It's really tasty. It's only $10.49 a kilo. The rump was on special $19.99 a kilo. I grabbed that to use for stir fry and things like that. And I grabbed a rib fillet for steak heating, $29.99 a kilo. Not superb, but not expensive either. And then I grabbed my normal rolled pork legs for $6.99 a kilo. I grabbed 2 of these. They're both about the 8 kilo mark. I didn't grab beef trim this month because I just don't think I need it. This was all the beef I got, but we do have a few other bits and pieces, but not enough room on the table. So we will, go another table. And I think this is the last of it. So we have these chicken pickers things that were buy one, get one free through Flybuys. So I bought the onion rings mainly for Apollo. Apparently Darryl really likes onion rings too, and the cauliflower bites were free. The boneless chickens were on sale for $10 a piece. So I got 4 of the herb and garlic, 4 of the Asian barbecue, and 2 of the Greek. I think I ordered 4 of each, and was happy with whatever I would get. So these are frozen. I froze them at Mum's place, and we just use them out of the freezer. They are $10 for about a kilo. It works out really well. They're very tasty, whole boneless chickens. I did grab the high protein buns from Aldi just to give a go, just 1 pack for Darryl and I to try out of curiosity. And then if you watched the shop with me, I bought a few different types of crumb chicken tenders. I grabbed the ones from Coles, which are $11 a kilo, and they're 67% or something along 65% chicken. But I also grabbed a couple from Aldi to try as well, which I think were 50-something% chicken, and they were $9 instead of $11. So we're going to give them a go. And this was the other green beans side that I got from Coles with the specials on the Flybuys. I also bought a box of carrots. So there's a whole box of carrots there, and a box of broccoli. So I think that is everything. I think so. So yeah, that's it. It is 7:40, so I'm well and truly over it. And yeah, I will finish this off tomorrow. All right, so again, this is happening a couple of days after the groceries, but that's just the way it's had to happen. So coming back to dollar value of the groceries. Now, I definitely spent more than I would. Like, it's hard too because I'm not entirely sure how long this grocery period is going to be. The plan is potentially 4 weeks if I go down for the Thermomix training, but I'm not entirely sure if I can do that. It just depends on dollar value and things like that, because 4 weeks is a really short amount of time to be going back down, and it would mean another weekend trip. And this weekend trip has really thrown me. It has made it really difficult. Coming back on a Sunday night was really challenging, but also shopping on a Sunday was really, really difficult. Like, there is so many people who go to Costco on a weekend just for fun. I don't really understand that. It's a grocery store. It's not somewhere I go for fun. It's somewhere I go for a specific purpose to purchase a specific stuff. So anyway, there's just family groups, like large family groups and stuff, and it's so hard to navigate around them. It's so hard to film because I don't want to film any people. So I spend half my life tilting the camera to the ground to make sure I don't get people. And then I have to go through and edit all that. And I'm still super self-conscious about talking while filming. So anyway, we'll see. We'll make a decision closer to the time. But if we base this shopping trip on only going for 4 weeks, I spent far more money. So I probably spent the same as what I'd spend for an 8 to 10 week shop. And I kind of knew that that was probably feasible, at least the first couple of times, because it's habit. It's now habit to know how much I buy. And I do all that planning beforehand, but all that planning ends up in my head when I'm actually shopping. I tend to not even look at the notes while I'm shopping because it's already in my head. But the thing is that I think that sometimes the newer numbers may not have sunk in, and so I'm purchasing for the older numbers because that's what I've been doing for the last couple of years. So some things that we purchased are going to last far more than the 4 weeks, no matter what. Certain things that I buy in a slab too that I definitely didn't need a slab for. I don't know if you can see my breath either. It is only like 6 degrees here at the moment. I really need to find my beanie. Pesto, I bought a slab of pesto. There's 12 pesto jars, except that I think we already had like half a slab, which is 6 left, but I normally buy it in a slab. The other thing is that Surreal decided to give the city a go for a bit, so she's moved down to a share house in Brisbane at the moment. I took a whole bunch of stuff down to her on the weekend, and having one less mouth to feed, especially one adult mouth to feed, is impacting the quantity that I make too. So sometimes I make whole meals like I used to, and there's a lot of leftovers, so I have to scale down those meals as well. So there's going to be a whole lot of different things that are impacting the way the food is used again now. The change of shopping, the change of weather, one less person to be feeding on nearly every meal, and things like that, and then adjusting for that purpose. So we will see. So dollar wise, other things too that I got delivered. So I got Hello Pure delivered to Mum, which was the bulk coconut cream and the bulk coconut milk powder. That was a $392 order. That's the coconut cream will last probably 3 months, and the coconut milk powder probably 12 months. My kettle is boiling. Just pouring my coffee if you can hear it in the background. I spent the same amount at the fruit and veg store as I normally would, because the whole point of going more often was that we have fruit and veg more regularly. So normally, I have a stain on my jumper, it's bugging me. When we did the 8 to 10 week shopping trips, the problem was that we ran out of fruit and veg by, like 4 to 6 weeks in, and then we'd have only frozen stuff at the end of the month. And frozen stuff is fine, but it's always nice to have fresh. So the idea was that if I spent the same sort of money on fruit and veg as normal, but for a shorter period of time, then we theoretically get fresh stuff for the whole period. I also then have the potential to can and preserve stuff as well, because we're not eating it all. So I spent the same amount on that. I also bought the sweetener and stuff, which again will be much longer than one shopping trip. So Naturally Sweet is who I buy it from. They have great customer service. I'll put their link in the bottom. And I buy the erythritol monk fruit blend from them, and they sell it in nice big 2.5 kilo bags, which works fantastically. And so I bought 2 of the 2.5 kilo bags from them because free shipping. So I wanted to get stuff done, like get a bulk order done at once. But they also had a 20 kilo box of, coconut sugar short dated that was on sale. So I bought that as well because I love coconut sugar. And 20 kilos of that is going to last me like yonks. So, because I don't use that in canning, I've got the raw sugar for canning. The coconut sugar is purely for a flavor factor in certain baking and things like that. So those sort of things are going to last me much longer than the shopping trip. And there's other stuff within there, like, I bought a big bag of bicarb soda, which lasts me probably 3 to 6 months. And miscellaneous other bits and pieces that we ended up with just more than we need for this period. So it makes it a little bit harder to break down the costs, because once I get into the swing of things, the theory is that the shopping will reduce quite considerably for a 4-week span or a 6-week span than it was before. But for this shop, it seems extensive. So Woolworths, I spent $360.45 on the delivery order, and that was because that was with the 10% off that I earned. Coles, I spent $426.39 for the delivery order with the 10% off, but I also went in store and spent $111 on the extras. Big W, I spent $179.40, which was all the dish detergent and the toilet paper and stuff like that. But there must have been something else in that kicks up that price, because it wouldn't normally be that much. I'm trying to think of what I bought at Big W that would have been extra on top of that, but I can't think of it. But that's what I spent. Aldi was $313.93. The Mega Meats was $246.94. Fruit and veg was $362, and Costco was $1,330.65. And that all comes up to this total on the screen. I got $3,797.89 written here, but I'm not sure if that's accurate, because I don't know if that included the stuff that I wasn't going to include. But I put the total up here. So after that, though, if I add up things like the extras that I bought that are non-food items or whatever else, then that ended up being around about $125 or something could come off that, which I haven't done, but could come off it. I also earned about $150 in rewards points between everything. So there's like, so that could come off the total as well, because I earned about $150 cash back on all of that. Again, I haven't taken it off, but I could. But the point of how I do the numbers for the food and stuff is to have a look at the actual what I've spent, not what I've spent less savings or what I've spent less the miscellaneous items, because the whole point is that I've still spent that amount. So what I've got here is the total of the food that isn't the bulk food, as in like not including the sugar that really isn't part of groceries. It's more just that I got it delivered to mum's and it can be broken down over the whole year. So I could use a portion of that in this grocery amount, but I've just pulled it out. And the Hello Pure stuff as well. So like the coconut cream powder is $287, but that's over 12 months. It works out very minimal on this thing, and I just need a baseline, and that's how I do it. So the baseline that I ended up with, the total was $3,331.07 is what I spent on what I would classify as my standard groceries for this particular shopping trip. Now, if you broke that down into only 4 weeks, that is absolutely massive, like just ridiculously massive for me. That works out to $832 a week. If you break it down into 6 weeks, it's $555 a week, which is okay. And if you break it down to 8 weeks, it's $416 a week, which is about what I would normally spend. So I would say mostly I've just overbought, and we're going to see that at the end of this 4-week period, that when I do my inventory, because I didn't even think about it, like I bought an extra 6 penne to bump up the numbers of penne in my actually, I don't think I had any penne, I only had spaghetti. So I bought half a dozen penne to go into the tote. If I've only got 4 weeks, well, we only have pasta once, maybe twice a week, and I've already got spaghetti and I've already got angel hair, and then I just bought 6 penne. Like, it's far too much. But at the same time, it's really nice to have that extra. The whole point is that I now have some, I'm not going to say prepper pantry or stockpiling as such, but a little bit extra because we do live isolated. So that's sort of part of how this shorter period is going to work too, because the longer periods, the problem was that we used absolutely everything by the end of it. But if we have not using everything by the end of each shopping trip, then we spend less on the shopping, but we also have the opportunity to have more there in case something happens and we can't get to the grocery store. So yes. Now, I always break this down as a per person thing too, except that, again, we're now breaking it down into 7 people instead of 8 people, so it's going to look worse again, because these numbers aren't going to be great. But what I'll do is I'll put it on the spreadsheet, and I'll put it on the little graphic that I normally do, and I'll put it up on the screen this is the 4-week one, and which started at the 832.76. Sorry, had to deliver coffee. Okay, so if we break it down into our numbers like I normally do. So I work on a 3 meals a day per person sort of a thing. And again, it just gives me a baseline. It's not even about what I spend. It's about giving me an idea of what I've spent. So if we did this grocery shop and it was only lasting 4 weeks, it would be $5.66 per person per meal. Now remember, we've got 7 people instead of 8, which is impacting this as well. And that's going to take a while to figure out. But that's like almost triple the amount that I would normally spend. But I really don't think that this is a 4-week shop. I really think that this is closer to an 8-week shop because we hadn't shopped for the 10 weeks. If you break it down to lasting 6 weeks, it ends up being about $4.40 per person per meal, which is like double the amount of what I would normally spend. But if we break it down to 8 weeks, it ends up being $2.47 per person per meal, which is around about where we look at doing it. From $1.90 to $2.50 is fine for how I work it out, and this would be lower if we had 8 people, but again, 7 people, it's going to take a little bit of working out. So I think that this shop was more of an 8 to 10 week shop, but the thing was that because we had run out of so much, because I had let things get so low, I had to restock all of that, and I had the funds there to do it because I hadn't shopped for 10 weeks. So I think from this point forward, things will change, but this shop is going to be a little bit of an anomaly. So we will see. So that was the numbers. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and we can come back and discuss this at a later date on maybe the chat video on Sunday after I've done some of the food prep and I've figured out some of the quantities of things that we've got and how much excess I've got and, all that sort of thing, and we can discuss it further, because I like to discuss it and you guys like to listen. So But thank you for watching, guys. This was, what month are we in? April's shopping trip. So next month, I don't know if it will be in May or it might be in June. We'll see where it falls. We'll just see how it goes. And we'll work on whatever happens in the meantime. So next video, I'll come back with some of the storage and food prep and everything else from all that stuff. It's definitely going to be a learning curve this month. So I'm going to bring you along on that learning curve of figuring out what I do with everything and how I figure it out to use it, as well as preserving it and things like that, and what we use. It's going to be a challenge. It was a challenge to drag the shopping trips out to 8 to 10 weeks, and you know, I've finally mastered that, and now I'm changing it again. Kind of sucks. So I'll see you guys on the next one.